We have, and it's they. I guess they had to just say it was just me. They recognized it, grab it up. They recognized it, grabbed it up, and made it effective me.
Yeah.
Uh, uh, some people might put it up there. Listen, oh, that's just another token goal. Quit being negative. You know what I'm saying? Just be thankful that they recognize. Some people, it's and I'm feeling this way because I know I'm a hear Facebook and I'm a hear. It's a lot of negativity. Just be happy being recognized. Our ancestors are being recognized. It's just another check in the book that's bringing, putting a soft spot, like my mom said, putting a soft spot on somebody's heart. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I agree with that. Agree with you on that. I feel that with the society that we live in right now is so full of negativity that we have to learn how to celebrate the small victories. We have to learn how to enjoy the small wins. If we don't enjoy and celebrate the small wins and celebrate the small victories, then um, we're never going to feel like we accomplish anything. If every time, huh?
We're not gonna recognize the big win.
Exactly. So you got to recognize the small win before you can recognize the big win. Uh, and I do a lot of football references when I'm talking to Junior because we both play football, both in the Marine Corps. But if you don't celebrate that preseason win, then when the season starts, you ain't gonna really, you know what I'm saying? It's like that was a win too. There's a chance to see who you got on the field. You see how you react to certain things, and when you win a game, whether it's preseason or regular season, you wanna you wanna celebrate all of that because all of that is part of the season. It all counts at some point. It might not go in the books as a real win, but as a confidence booster, you have to get to the point where you actually getting comfortable of winning. You got to get comfortable winning. Winning is a lifestyle. Um, Winning is one of those things that you got to learn how to do. So I think that a race of people that has been down so long and have lost so long is hard to recognize a win when you get it.
And just to add to that, it's the majority of people out there don't even recognize the win. It's it's like they don't. It's see like they don't know how to feel to move forward. And, it's gonna every like I always say, it's everybody can do something. And I don't know who. I guess Biden. I'm not gonna give Biden the credit. I'm pretty sure somebody pushed it up to him and he signed it immediately. Hey, let's move forward. Let's do it together. And, we can beat that horse all. We can beat that horse all.
All right, so I got Caleb here. You want to go grab that? Go grab that. I got Caleb here, man, and we was talking earlier about some entrepreneurship. Um, Caleb is working on starting something from ground zero, and I really want him to kind of explain and talk about his upcoming project because as it relates to, being inside the den, we have these intimate conversations where we talking about some of our personal goals and things, and I'm very honored and I'm very, I really appreciate the honesty coming from Caleb when he was telling me about his business idea, and as a business man or as a business consultant, entrepreneur, I look for ways that I can help people advance and enhance what they already have. And so Caleb, in his mind, he feels like I can help him advance his idea. So for the next few minutes, I want to let Caleb talk about what he's got going on and what it looks like coming from his mind, and kind of just chop it up about what you got going on in your world. First of all, tell me what kind of business it is, what's the name, and give me your vision, your dream about this opportunity.
Well, first of all, the name is Cerberus Gaming.
Mm-hmm.
That's the name of the company. I've been working on it for a couple months. I kind of do my own business with as far as like helping people with their computers, fixing, here with Daniel, setting up the studio, doing the podcast. Anything involving technology, it's always been my thing since I was little. I love gaming. I'm part of that group where I don't have to be a certain age to game. I can be like 40 years old and I'll still be picking up a controller.
Boy, the gaming world is well outside my reach. That's a serious world of gaming.
Very competitive, yeah, definitely. For the past few years, it has grown to be more of a profession. Esports, competitive gaming. It's I wouldn't say it was as big as a money maker as an NFL player, but you make just as good money as to be considered. Basically, you're considered an athlete as a professional, like esports gamer. Except you may not be an athlete with your feet. You're an athlete with your mind, with your gameplay, with your tactics.
So let me ask you this before I forget. So in the gaming world, is it your hands that get you paid, or is it your brain that gets you paid?
You got to use your brain. You got to use your hands. There's because your response time. It all depends. What kind of competitive game you're going. I'm sure you've heard a couple things like Fortnite is something. Really,
I know about Fortnite. I know about
Call of
Duty and things like that. When I was coming up and when I was in the military, we used to have these Madden tournaments playing football. That was my thing. I can binge play Madden, for 72 hours straight, like just playing nothing but Madden. So I get that part of it. I just couldn't balance having a career and playing a game because something not getting done. If I'm gaming, something not getting done.
Yeah, that's where balance is key, really, because you gotta. If that's a career that you're pursuing, you have to know how to keep yourself in check. Gaming, you have to split it between entertainment versus a business model. As a professional player, you have players that make insane amount of money. Doing competitions, tournaments, playing in leagues.
Just had an idea.
All right.
I just had an idea. So tell us about your module first. So you're going to be doing a game. That's what it is.
So it's going to be a gaming cafe.
A gaming cafe.
Right. And it's initially going to be set up where there's a section for PC gamers. There's a section for console gamers, because everybody has their own, their own flavor of play.
Their own preference.
Yeah. But at the same time, we're not trying to separate. We're just trying to bring everybody together at the same time where they can share their interests, share their hobbies, share their likes. They can, because it's a community. It's a really, really big community. And it's not just little kids. You got kids, you got young adults, you got teens, you got regular adults, you got older folks, you got grandpa gamer on there, 70 plus years old playing Warcraft.
What's the biggest size screen that you want to have in there?
Well, I'm thinking now. I'm kind of taking ideas from my experiences from certain cafes and certain gaming places that I visited, and also from other gamers in the community. But my idea is to have a couple sections of 50 inches, and then have one big section of a
120 inch.
But it's actually a combination of 4 panels.
Yeah.
So, you got 4 panels, but they're patched together. And from far away, from a distance, it looks like just a regular screen. You can't really tell that they're apart.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
So I was sitting here thinking when you was talking about that, about a Madden tournament and a Fortnite tournament.
Yeah, well, tournaments is going to be a really big part of that. This is really this project is heavily based on community. It's about Clayton. Yeah, Clayton's growing. And I've gotten a lot of feedback from neighbors, from parents, which I'm glad. It's not just the kids talking. The parents are actually coming forward and say, "Hey, I like this. I would bring my kids here every day. I would let them." It's so much. I have yet to hear one negative thing since I posted, my project. And
I believe that that's a whole different dynamic of field. You know what I'm saying? Like what you're doing. I tried to do a Madden tournament like maybe a year ago, and it didn't blow over well. And I don't know what it was about the situation. Probably because of the mentality of some people. I think I was gonna do first prize was gonna be like $1,500. Second prize would be it's gonna be $1,500 cash, and then they get a brand new console of their choice, Xbox or PlayStation. Second place was gonna be $500, and then they get a year subscription, Fire Stick, and all that kind of stuff. Third place was just gonna be like maybe a Fire Stick or something like that, but it was gonna be pretty competitive and all that kind of stuff. And I couldn't get no type of play. Why do you think that is?
Well, see, here's the thing: you gotta have a set place where people can gather, and they can constantly come back to that same place, the next day or the next week.
Just for a tournament?
Tournaments are big, and I'm not gonna say specifically the name of the business, but part of it I'm taking it from their business model, a little bit of what I'm trying to do. So they basically have, tournaments and events that you can book, and you do that. We'll say, example, on a monthly basis, where you have maybe 20, 30 people as part of the tournament. You set aside, maybe half a day, close down the cafe, and just kind of have like a private night, make them feel that, it's not just a thing where it's like a one and done, it's that mentality that, hey, I got a place that I can go and I can share, my, basically who I am. I don't have to, a lot of kids are being bullied in school. A lot of teens are being bullied in school just because of certain things that they like, or, because they like to play games. And, the jocks are there, saying, why am I going to waste my time playing games? Like, you nerd, you get the idea, kids bullied all the time.
Yeah.
But, and the parents, unfortunately, you know, the kids got to put up with it because there's nowhere that the kids can go outside of their home or in the school to just vent, you know, not vent in words, but just basically kind of release that stress, you know, where they can be somewhere and like, man, I'm safe here. This is like a safe haven. You know, they feel that they're part of a group of people who can share, you know, have the same mindsets, have the same, you know, feelings about certain things, and they don't discriminate against each other, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me ask: do you think that the demographic can play a part in the success or failure of what you're trying to do?
Yes. Demographics is very important. Um, you know, the place, there is one similar place in Raleigh. Uh, Now they're mostly focused on consoles, you know, the big TVs. Sometimes they trade video games, things like that. Uh, you know, and they're still very successful because they have summer camps, which is another thing I'd like to implement. You know, they have a lot of activities with kids in school, with teens in school. You know, because they need a place, you know, where they can, you know, come to hang out after school without having to go home, without having to deal with mom and dad if they got parent issues, you know, things like that, where they can just kind of be a kid, really, you know, and not have to be
Well, a
restricted.
kid can be a kid.
Exactly, but you know, uh, it's yeah, it's hard to describe it in words unless you're actually part of that movement. Yeah.
Well, I definitely think that that's a very lucrative business, even to the point where I was talking to Caleb about it last week about it, and my mind started going on to this whole technology thing where I said you can probably get some virtual reality VR headsets, and some of the kids that want to do the virtual learning, they can be in this virtual environment, and they can have a real teacher through the VR talking to them, and they raise their hand and they ask questions and all that. Or even if we're getting into a place where, by the way, did you notice one of the videos got deleted?
Which one?
I think the one from last week. We was talking about Corona. I had an email. It said they was taking it down. Yeah. Something like that. So I gotta watch my words apparently on YouTube. So uh, with the coronavirus being in the state that is in right now, I was talking to Caleb about, did he think that we will ever get to a point where they're going to be solely doing VR for stuff like concerts? You want to go to a concert, instead of going out in the world, you have this code that you register with your VR, and you actually have a ticket that you buy, and you actually sitting in your house in this concert in the row that you bought to keep from being out there in the world spreading this coronavirus, or church service, you know what I'm saying? VR church service, or things like that, that you can actually stay out of the public, but being a virtual. Have you ever tried those VR goggles, Junior? They are, some of them are so real to, it's like, I remember they came out with Oculus. They had it for the phone. I think it might have been the my Galaxy Samsung S6 or 7 or something like that. And it came with a free Oculus headset. I put the doggone phone inside the headset, put it on my eyes, man. I started watching the thing, and I'm talking about, had my heart beating like I was actually there. I'm talking about they had a dinosaur, what's the dinosaur movie franchise? Jurassic Park one, where it was an actual dinosaur. And I see why they are so expensive. I see why they're so good, because
perception.
that thing, your mind, your brain is a powerful god doggone tool, man. When you put them VR things on and you think you actually sitting there with a dinosaur, man, and your heart go to beat, man, like, yeah, I'm talking about. So I get it. I wanted to come up with a VR football game where you actually able to control the man by your own body movements, instead of having a controller. You get these things to hook up to your body, and you actually able to drop back, and you can throw the ball. You can actually control the catching. You can control the running. That right there for me would be a big thing, because the only complaint I have on an actual game is not being able to control it 100% the way you would if you was actually doing it. Think about if you can play Fortnite and you actually holding a gun in your hand and you able to point at what you trying to point at and shoot, instead of doing it from a controller, actually have a device in your hand. Like, how much fun would that be, knowing that you can control 98%, 99% of the actual game's movements? You know what I mean? When you actually playing a game.
There's plenty of games like that right now on Oculus.
So you got to go through the whole VR, Oculus, and all that. But what I hear you was talking about with the whole gaming cafe, that'd be an extra added thing that I say that we would do that VR, that whole VR world.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know how hard it is to get licenses for all that kind of stuff, but that would probably be something that would, just intrigue my mind, as far as like VR world.
Yeah, and I want it to be, eventually, still remain a gaming cafe, but just kind of evolve it into like an enrichment center, where.
Well, I mean, I know you're able to get some funding from the government more easily if you can convince them that it's an enrichment and it's going to be something that can help the kids in their developmental. If you can help cut back on some,
like after school
stuff like that, because a lot of organizations, like you got the police departments, you got the firefighters, the public service people. Who takes care of their kids while they working late shifts? Who take care of their families when they, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So having something like that gives a special incentive to the public service, servicemen. I think that would trigger more of a support from the government as far as financial wise. I don't know. Maybe you can do some more research on that part if that's something down the road. But how soon do you think, in your mind, in the mind of Caleb, how soon you think you can go from idea to actually turnkey opening up the business?
Well, I've already actually just today, the past couple of days, I've actually been going back and forth with one of the real estate reps that is actually leasing out the building where I want to have this done. And I've kind of worked some numbers with them, and starting off, it's going to be about 2,100 square feet. Because the part of the building is already occupied, but the side that I want to keep, the rest of it is perfect, because it's all in one big area, and I can actually carve it out the way I want to. And it's, I got my ideas coming in. I got my numbers now. I know how much it's going to be for the space, for the real estate. So the next thing I'm working on right now is getting investors, getting crowdfunding. So that's what the stage I'm at right now. So I'm trying to progress as quick as I can.
So realistically, how much time would something like this take to get off the ground?
I honestly, realistically, I want to be able to get this launched by November.
Okay. I mean, that's not a bad time. I'm just kind of wondering in your mind, what you're looking at.
Yeah.
And that's turnkey ready by November.
hmm
Okay.
Now, if I get a better response, more than what, if I get above my goal as far as like investors and crowdfunding goes, then it's very possible that I'll be finished a lot quicker. you know. So it all depends how it plays out, the next month or two.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about some of the things to consider. When you start a new business, the overhead. How quickly you can, you know, you take care of your overhead before profit is even, made and stuff like that.
hmm
Um, I know that you're pretty diligent in certain things. I know that you're going to be really, really focusing in on that. 'Cause that's going to be really the deciding factor of whether or not, this is a lucrative business or not. Or, and there's nothing wrong with this, but when you're running a business that's not really lucrative, and if it's a passion of yours, then it just becomes a hobby that you want to provide this opportunity for kids to come in and experience some of your passion. You know what I mean? And that's really the the main deciding factor of, is it a hobby? You doing it because you love it, you just want to be able to provide it for everybody else, or are you doing it to actually make a profit off of your hobby? You know what I mean? So I'm pretty sure before the next few weeks is up, we're gonna have a couple more detailed conversations with numbers. I'm a numbers guy. I want to be able to see the numbers and everything, and then if this is the right path, I definitely want to jump on board, man, and help you get this thing all the way happening, man. Because I just think it's phenomenal that when people come up with ideas and things and stuff, man. When you see a business running, like when the first time they had that trampoline gym, when people was going there for the first time, how did all this happen? How did all this come about? And they don't see this is a part of mentorship that I was talking to my guys earlier, that when people see you on a stage accepting an award, or they see you on stage talking about your success, these conversations right here is where it all starts. Like the ground zero part of it, when you're talking about it amongst your friends, we inside the den talking about it, they don't see that. They see the final product, and they see Caleb on a level of, man, this guy is a genius. How did he come up with this, or he brought this to an area it was already doing something somewhere else. But they don't see the conversations. When people see you, they don't see they only see your success. They don't see the struggle. You know what I'm saying? They don't see the L's you had to take to get to where you are. Like Junior with this food truck, with his mobile grillers and everything. Like, I can tell people some stories about this dude that me and him done got into got doggone arguments and fights over, because I'm trying to, it's a learning curve when you're learning something about business, but they're not gonna see the L's that Junior done took. All they gonna see is that truck, that trailer, that food he got coming off that grill, and say, man, this dude is awesome, but they don't know all the story that went behind it. You know what I'm saying? So it's very important that we have these type of conversations as men, because I'm not an expert to the point where I can't learn something from Caleb. I'm not an expert to the point I can't learn something from Junior. I'm only an expert in my field, and even in my field, I don't know everything. You know what I mean? That's why I gotta lean on guys like Caleb when it comes down to all this technical equipment and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And my buddy over here, even though I taught this joker how to cook on the grill, I'm not an expert at the grilling. So I call him I call him and ask him questions about how to get the meat and stuff prepared. He done taught me some tricks that I wouldn't really, because it's not what I do. You know what I mean? I love to be able to get out there with him, but I don't do it. So I would completely take my hands off and say, you show me, the mobile grilling side of this business so that I don't have to pretend like I know something. And he looked at me like, dude, this meat ain't right. And I'm like, well, God, dog it, just eat it, because we Marines. I ain't got nothing to do with it. He gonna say, man, Evans, man, let me do this, man. You know what you're doing. And I'll be like, okay, you got it. I don't go to the schoolhouse and kicking no mop out of no janitor's hand. You know what I'm saying? I don't expect them to come and tell me how to do my stuff. So I use the term, I stay in my lane. This is my lane. Entrepreneurship just happens to be, my lane. I see Desiree Jen is watching. You know Desiree? That must be one of your people, huh? It's one of your people, ain't it? Desiree. How you doing, Desiree? It's one of your people.
Probably I shared.
Okay, so you sharing the video, they watching it. I'm just saying hello to them because I don't know them. But that'd be my lane, man. I'm just kind of like, like to help people, put their thinking cap on. You know what I mean? And you already know what direction you want to head in it. And I'm just excited to be part of the journey because I know that if we think and grow rich, on ground zero, that it's going to be a short time where we're going to actually be able to really witness this business, getting off the ground. And so I'm excited for you, brother. I'm excited to see you take this thing from one, because I don't know how you started your tech business, but I can actually see how you started this. So I won't have to ask questions of how you get started, because I'm actually going to be part of the process. And that's the part I love, being part of that process. When people say, how long did it take you? Or how was you thinking? And then hey, remember, ask Daniel, he was there. You know what I mean? Those are stories, man.
Like
the stories, I like the stories. I like the stories. Love the stories. Yeah. So, do you have any thoughts on the Juneteenth? I know you be behind that camera every week and you hear all the conversations we have inside the den. I know you have some opinions about some things, but what are your thoughts about Juneteenth as it relates to, some of your people that you deal with and just society as a whole, like your brothers in arms? Like, what are your thoughts about that?
Well, I try not to tread on any toes.
Hey, man. Y'all pay attention. Caleb is talking.
Nah, I really, I just from what I've learned since I was small and since what I was taught and what I believe in, I try not to go too political on a lot of things. There is one thing though that I would say that the past 2 years, it's probably been more activity in human history than there has been in the past 100 years.
Human history, huh?
Yeah, humanity as a whole, per se, it's there's only so much man can do. So only so much compassion, understanding, love. We were built with those emotions, with those qualities.
Yeah.
We were created that way. But not everybody chooses to share it, in a positive way. Some people just choose hate, over love. Some people choose frustration over happiness. So But I'm glad that there is some relief in that sense. That there's less hate and more understanding. You know, and
Well, at the end of the day, I think that everybody just wants to be heard. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wants their voice heard. You don't have to agree with everything that you hear, but the person at least wants to be heard. Would you agree? You're dealing with a kid go to whining and crying, there ain't nothing wrong with them. They just want you to hear them so you can find out what they got going on.
Yeah.
You have a woman, she go to nagging. You like, God dog it, what's wrong with you? She just wants you to hear what she got to say. You ain't got to agree with, just hear her. A man, he might not complain a whole lot, but when he get to the point where he start punching holes in walls and kicking the cat and kicking a dog, at the end of the day, he just wants to be heard and having his voice heard. So with everything that's going on, I feel like America is finally lending the ear to hear some of the complaints of the people that's been going on for centuries and centuries, and saying that, okay, now we hearing you, so we're going to make this day a national holiday. We're going to support this movement over here. We want to do this, and like I say, it's a collective thing of being able to celebrate the small victories, so that when we do win, or we do get a chance to win, we know how to win, and not win with arrogance, or not win with rudeness, and it's a such thing as being a bad sport. You can be a bad sport at something and be like, you won, but why you gotta win like that?
Why you gotta stomp over.
You know what I'm saying? So I think it's very important, because a lot of people don't know Caleb is from a different background than us. You know what I mean? But he's here every week and he hears every conversation. So every once in a while, I created this environment, this platform, so that we can talk about issues from different levels, different backgrounds, different different upbringing. So, I know Caleb got a couple different backgrounds, and so I always want to hear what Caleb got to say, whether he's part of the conversation or not, because that gives me insight to how he feels. But as you notice about Caleb, let me get into the mic. Caleb always plays it safe. Caleb don't go down that rabbit hole like me. He's gonna stay on the surface. He said, with the history of human. Hey, he ain't gonna talk about black or white, rich or poor. He gonna stay on that line right there, because Caleb knows what I know. It's a reason why we having these conversations inside the den versus having them on Daniel Lions Den Evans or the Lions Pride, because that's two different things. You know what I'm saying? I don't talk politics on my business page. I don't talk race and religion on my business page, because I depend on those people for support. And if I offend someone, God help me, but you ain't better get them back. But the purpose of being inside the den is so I don't have a whole lot of followers. And you can see I had 4 people watching on Inside the Den on Facebook. I got 1 person watching right now on YouTube. So I haven't gotten to that level of being big right now. I only got like 24 followers on here and like maybe 15 followers on there. But eventually I'm going to come to a point where I'm going to have those people on here. And this platform is for the intimate conversations that I don't have on the credit repair page. I would never have a conversation like this on my credit repair page. But I like the way Caleb plays it safe. He's a real good guy. He don't even get really into the religion. We had, I think it was episode number 2, where we talked about we got kind of deep on some religion, and Caleb found his way going down the hole, but he pulled back and played it safe. Like, look here, this is what I know. I'm not gonna say too much about it, But yeah, but I got some stories that I can tell, man. It's just, I just think that it's, I don't know, man. I'm blessed to be here right now, man. I had some, and I'm gonna kind of air some dirty laundry real quick. Me and my boy, what you got? It was muted. What? Get off my mute. No. Having Junior to come to the show was really important for me because of all the reasons I said before. I've been knowing this guy 22 years, and correct me if I'm wrong, Junior, but when was the last time we was able to be together on your birthday weekend? When was the last time in 22 years? It's been a long time. I know it's probably been at least 15, 20 years since we have actually been able to be together on his birthday. You know what I'm saying? Like, we get together on Super Bowl or even probably my birthday, probably, you know what I'm saying, on another occasion. Huh? Yeah. Holidays are easy to get together, but to catch this dude on his birthday weekend, Father's Day, all at the same, hasn't been done for a long time, right? So I said all that to say this. Me and this dude been friends 22 years, and we had a falling out a week ago, and it's hard to stay mad at this dude for a long time because I've been knowing this dude almost as long as I've been knowing my brothers that I was born with, my actual blood brothers. 22 years is a long time to have a relationship with a friend that we didn't even grow up together. You know what I'm saying? People think that we grew up together, but the way we act, you would think that we grew up from childhood, but we only met, you know what I'm saying, when we was grown. 19, 20 years old, and people think that, hold your chin up, Junior. People think that because he got all that gray hair, that they think he older than me. But you know what I'm saying? I'm big brother. I'm the big brother, he little brother. And every hair that come out my chin that's not black, people want to say I got gray hair in my head or in my beard, and that's not gray hair. That's platinum hair. I don't grow gray. I grow platinum. This is platinum that you see. Platinum. I don't grow gray. That's not in my DNA. Platinum hair. But anyway, it's hard to stay mad at this dude for a long time, man. We had a falling out, and to be able to bridge that gap and bring things. He don't know I'm kind of mad at him right now because he. But you know what I'm saying? We're gonna always be cool because we done had some doggone, he done cussed me out before and hung up in my face. We done had some doggone wrestling matches. We never had no fist fights, but we done had some wrestling matches where the boy is like, I'm gonna tell you another story before I get to this. The Joker is big, bro. This is a big dude. This dude is so, I'm going to tell you how big, this dude is so big. You know who Charles Barkley is, right? Uh-huh. We was on Paris Island in Weapons Battalion Mess Hall. Charles Barkley came to the base to do a tour of the recruit base. They gave him a pair of camis. They gave him a set of fatigues, you know what I'm saying? And he's in our mess hall, our Weapons Battalion Mess Hall. And we met Charles Barkley in the mess hall. And Charles Barkley told this dude that you a big boy. Mm-hmm. Like he was bigger than Charles Barkley. Can you imagine this dude next to an NBA player and the NBA player tell him how big, and this dude was like every bit of 20 years old at the time. Charles Barkley said, man, dude, can you dunk a basketball? You bigger than I am. Start talking about, man, if I had to play defense against you, man, and I'm like, this is Charles Barkley now. You know what I mean? Like, but I ain't never fist fought this dude, but we done had some wrestling matches. This just gonna grab me and pick me up and flip me over his head. Put me down, man. but we never had no really fist fight, but we done had some doggone battles in our days, man. He has to grab me a certain way because he know I'm stronger than him. I lift weights, you know, I throw up 375. So that was my thing. I'm the strong one. He the big one. So he'll grab me, but he had to grab me all right because I'll, you know what I'm saying? Just grab him back, you know. So, but yeah, man, we done had our little issues, man. We done had a falling out, man. But to be able to be in the town, in the same town, this weekend, his birthday weekend. Now we might do something later on, tomorrow or whatever, but he just made it in town like 3-4 hours ago. He's getting ready to set up his stuff for the Juneteenth tomorrow. He had to come out and eyeball the spot that he's gonna be at to make sure he got room for his truck, make sure his food is on ice and all that for tomorrow. So he got reasons. I'm mad, but I'm not mad. He has reasons to not be here because he's trying to get himself prepared. Now he gets all that from us talking about being prepared. So can't get mad at the man who want to be prepared. But he was talking about waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning. And I said, dude, you don't know where you at, man. Smithfield and Selma shut down at 10 o'clock. They shut the whole city down at 10 o'clock. So 3 o'clock in the morning, you ain't about to get no action in 3 o'clock in the morning.
Pulled over at 3 o'clock in the morning.
You know what I mean? So just that kind of stuff. So I went through a little week, man, where I was kind of depressed, man, and I talked about mental health on the couple of days ago. I did a video about mental health, and I said PTSD is real. Depression is real. Mental illness is real. So if you got somebody that's dealing with depression, listen to them. If you got somebody that's got PTSD and they got some issues, try to get them some help, man, because we don't value our people until they like gone. And for me, like I went through a little week, man, where I was kind of depressed. Got some stuff going on in my life, and I was kind of, and this is the dude I normally call when I'm going through something, and I couldn't even call him. Couldn't even call the dude and talk to him, but been able to make things right and get back to a healthy place and a healthy friendship with this dude, man. It really means a lot to me to have him here this weekend on his birthday weekend, Father's Day. You know what I'm saying? Like he can actually experience and have an actual Father's Day, and we can enjoy that day as men because we've been knowing each other since before we had kids. Now we got kids, and it's like, happy Father's Day, bro. Happy Father's Day. It's like, man, we ain't been able to experience that together in a long time. So that's why I say this is a very special weekend for me because I'm able to spend this time. And then, like I said before, he's launching his business here, right here, not in Tennessee, not in Charlotte, but he's launching his business here this weekend, and our lives has really come full circle, has it not? It has really come full circle to where we was roommates, you know what I'm saying, in the barracks, talking about life after the Marine Corps, and then throughout the years, he'd have been driving trucks. This joker done met me in every state I'd have been in. He'd have met me in Mississippi driving trucks. He'd have met me in Oklahoma driving trucks. And now in North Carolina, every time he come to Kinley, he called me and we link up. So, and he right here in Charlotte. So, for him to be here this weekend and see things come full circle, I can't be more happy about, our friendship. But yeah, I don't know. You got anything to say about that, bro?
Yeah, say it all.
Covered it all.
Yeah, stuff happens for a reason. We should, we're not gonna.
It's the second round.
This is the bad.
It's the second round.
Uh, what this weekend gonna really? We've done something that well, he experienced something today that we haven't done throughout all of our relationships. Listen, he just sitting with family. He was able to meet his and my wife. He never did it. And people were like, what? You know what I'm saying? He never did it. He always he be on the phone. I mean, he met sisters, but he never seen me. He always just see me June being June. You know what I'm saying? He never seen me with that full family. And he came back. He said, man, when I think I was a family, I'm like, oh, you're a beautiful. You know what I'm saying? You're a beautiful. But today, he was actually able to meet him. Man, I wish I could feel that. I'm here, man.
Well, we probably gonna have to do another show just to get you on the show, like over the weekend, because I mean, this is good, but it's always better to have you right here in the same room. And I want you to check out my setup while you was here, but we'll get to it over the weekend. But final thoughts, man. You got any final thoughts about? We ain't gonna hold you long. It's already finna be 10 o'clock, man. I know this man got to get some food in his stomach. Final thoughts. What you got?
I mean, just right now, I'm just really excited, and I'm hoping that this will get to where I want it to go with my,
So I got a challenge for you, brother, because you're not here every day, and I only get to see you on the weekends. Also for you too, I want you to hear me and hear me good. This big brother talking now. All right. So I made the commitment to give this book to my mentees. TJ got it, EJ got it, Jadale, King Ashbell got it. It's called Think and Grow Rich. Now they came out. This book was written by Napoleon Hill. It came out a long time ago, but they have written like maybe three or four different versions of this book. They have the movie that just came out, Think and Grow Rich, the movie. I challenge you to watch the movie. It should be on Netflix or something. I watch on my Fire Stick. I got, I sell streaming service, so that's one of the things I do. But we'll get back to that later. But watch the movie Think and Grow Rich. Order your copy of this book right here, Think and Grow Rich. I challenge you to meditate and to digest this book. When I say digest, when you read something, write something down. Read something, write something down. Don't just read through the whole book and say, oh yeah, that sounds good. Read it. If it sounds good, meditate on it, write it down. And when you get done with this book, it's 13 principles to the success to Think and Grow Rich. When you get to the 13th principle, you should have a whole set of notes me over the first principle. Wednesday mornings, we got something that we started called Wednesday. I forgot the name of it. Wisdom Wednesdays. Every Wednesday morning at 9 o'clock, we're going to have a book discussion about the chapter that we're reading. Right now, we're on chapter 2. So my challenge to you is, if your goal for your business is November of this year, once you read this book will unlock some keys to some of your mind and some of your ability to get it done. You said November. In my mind, I'm thinking September. Probably, and y'all can hear me right now on the air. Probably without this book, November. You read this book, September. It's your challenge. I want you to challenge yourself to this book. Put me to the test. After reading this book, if something don't turn on inside your brain and unlock the keys to success. I see you walking. I see you at the edge of a cliff. I see you peeking over the cliff and saying, that's a long way down. The cliff is parallel to the street. You've been walking the streets all your life. But if you look up, it's that cliff you parallel with right now. So you was walking on the bottom to the streets. Now I see you climbing up the mountain, and now you're on top of this cliff, and you're on the edge of the cliff, and you're looking down at your footprints on the ground and say, it's a long way down if I fall. That's where I see you. The part that you don't see is the invisible bridge that's going across one side to the next. It can only be activated by your faith, meaning that you have to step off the cliff in order for that step to appear under your feet. It's going to happen just like that. When you start walking, the steps are going to magically appear underneath your feet when you think it. Think and Grow Rich. That's my challenge to you. I don't care how long it takes you to read this book. If you can get this book read in a week, kudos to you. But I want you to take at least a month to read this book. I want you to write down notes. So right now it's Juneteenth. It's June 18th. By July 18th, July 20th, if you get the book this week, this book should be read, and you should know exactly what I'm talking about right now. And in September, your business will be open. That's what I see for you. So I'm inviting you to read this book with us, Think and Grow Rich. And Saturday when you come in, we can have a little discussion about it. But I think that you will benefit from reading this book. It's only like $12. You get the audio off of YouTube or whatever. But what do you think about that?
I think it will definitely help me get a better understanding.
So a lot of things is not who you know, is what you know, what you believe inside your mind. The answer to your problem are already inside your brain. They're already there. You just have to unlock these tools with your brain. I'm speaking it into existence for you. So whether you pick it up and think about it now, or whether it takes you to read this book, I'm already saying that September, you're going to be opening up that business, and it's going to be a success. This conversation will be part of your testimony. That's what I got for you. You still there, Junior?
Yes, I'm here.
So I want you to get this book as well. This is what I'm reading right now. I got the complete classic text because I like the hardback, because this resembles a what? It resembles a what from distance? It's like a Bible, right? Mm-hmm. So I got this version because it resembles a Bible, and I want this to be, we're going to read 6 books. Think and Grow Rich, The Secret, 48 Laws of Power, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and a few more books. But we're going to read those books as a team, but this is our first book. I want you to get this book, Junior. And I'm going to give you until the end of August to come out of that truck. That's my challenge for you. To the end of August to come out of that truck. come off the road.
I'm off the truck.
Huh?
I'm off the truck.
When you come out the truck?
Listen, 2 days ago.
2 days ago?
Yeah, but I'm going back in.
He playing. I'm talking about come out that truck, come off that road. You're gonna think and grow rich too, and you're gonna stop using those words like the words you used earlier that we said we're gonna get rid of out the dictionary, out your brain. We don't make any kind of sacrifices. We make investments in our life. We invest in our time. So those are just some of the things that you're gonna need to do to think and grow rich. Do you have any final thoughts, brother?
I just want to appreciate y'all still giving me the time that I'm still able to link up. And just keep on doing what y'all doing. Because just like you said earlier, you don't have a following now. I mean, you'd be surprised, Keep on talking. As we used to say I'm shaking the tree, something on fire. So keep on doing what y'all doing, man. I think and that mental health is real. It is real. I just wish y'all the best.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to get my stomach prepared for some of that good food tomorrow because I ain't gonna eat a whole lot tomorrow. I'm gonna wait. I ain't gonna eat no breakfast or none of that. I'm gonna wait till my stomach be growling and be ready to eat. And I'm gonna come straight to Mobile Grills and say, "What you got for me?" Have my plate ready, bro. When I come to your plate.
Hey, what time you get up in the morning?
I get up the time I need to get up.
I got a couple of pairs somewhere in the house.
You gotta do what? You gotta do what?
I can't hear you.
Looks like we breaking up. We might have to have this conversation off the air because you breaking up.
What about now?
Oh, you sound good now. What you were saying now?
It's showing emoji.
Yeah, it's breaking up. I got something for your beard though. I got something for your beard, so we're gonna get that done later. But look, this your boy Daniel Lyons and Evans coming to you live inside the den. We have had a great time here tonight. Had some technical difficulties, but hey, we still got the job done. Got my man Caleb here as always. He's here every Saturday behind the camera. He had a good conversation about his business. He's getting ready to start here pretty soon. And what's the name of it again?
Cerberus Cafe.
Cerberus Cafe, which is a gaming cafe. I want you all to be looking forward around September of this year. It's going to be in the Clayton area. It's going to be a place where the young kids can come in and be in a bully-free zone and really enjoy playing their games in an environment that is conducive to their mental health and things like that. So look for it soon in Clayton in September. Got my boy Junior here. He is part of Mobile Grillers. Going to be out with us tomorrow at the Juneteenth celebration. It's also today his birthday. How old you is, boy? 30 what? 39? Oh, you just turned 40? My man just turned 40, so we got to definitely turn up while he here because we don't get this chance. Huh? Yeah. So, yeah, as always, like I say, we do what we can inside the den. Like us and subscribe to my channel, Inside the Den on YouTube, Inside the Den on Twitch, and Inside the Den on Facebook. You can catch us here every Saturday at 4 o'clock. Today was a little bit special because we got the Juneteenth. So I am doing a show tonight. I will be doing a live feed tomorrow at the Juneteenth, and I will be doing another show on Sunday, which is going to be for a later date, and maybe even 2 more shows this weekend because I got my guy here. I got my other guy coming in from out of town. So you never know what's going to happen inside the den. But I just wanted to bring y'all some action tonight. Look, Y'all have a blessed weekend. Happy Juneteenth to everybody out there that celebrated. We love you all. We look to see y'all soon. Catch us tomorrow live inside the den on the streets. Peace.